Prosecutor at the International Criminal Court also seeks arrest warrants for Hamas leaders, saying he believes they're all responsible for war crimes that after President Biden said at Morehouse College's graduation.
It's a humanitarian crisis in Gaza. That's why I've called for an immediate ceasefire. An immediate ceasefire to stop the fighting.
The president also told pro-Palestinian protesters on campuses in recent weeks, angry over his support for Israel in the war, that he hears their voices. The president also addressed an NAACP dinner in Detroit as polls show him losing support among black voters.
Trump is still determined to do it. In his words, he wants to terminate the Affordable Care Act, which would deny 3 million black Americans health insurance.
And the former president blames President Biden for his legal issues, calling it election interference. Later this hour, the Trump trial resumes in New York. Fox's Eric Shawn is there and says Michael Cohen will resume testifying.
Trump lawyer Todd Blanche has been trying to portray him as a serial liar who this jury cannot believe. Cohen will be the last prosecution witness, then it will be up to the defense. We don't know yet if the former president will take the stand. An election law expert is expected to be called.
The former president is charged with falsifying records, reimbursing Cohen for paying to keep an alleged Trump affair quiet before the 2016 election. Iran is in mourning after its president was killed in a helicopter crash.
The bodies were recovered early this morning, confirming the death of President Ibrahim Raisi, as well as Iran's foreign minister, some other officials.
Fox's Alex Hogan.
Raisi, the 63-year-old ultra-conservative president, was a potential successor to Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. And today, the Supreme Leader has appointed the country's first vice president, Mohammed Makbar.
In Baltimore, they're finally moving that cargo ship that crashed into a bridge, collapsing it nearly 2 months ago, taking it to a port now. America's listening to Fox News.
When you get nachos, tacos, empanadas, spicy queso with jalapenos, Pepto-Bismol's there. Pepto-Bismol provides fast, effective relief from nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea. All the things that can happen unexpectedly on vacation. So before you travel, pack the Pepto. Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Taiwan has a new leader, and he and China do not like each other.
A gala day for many in Taiwan as President William Lai is sworn in, but alongside colorful celebration, strong words. China, stop threatening us, the gist of President Lai's speech. He urged Beijing to choose dialogue over confrontation and accept the island's democracy. The Chinese view Taiwan as their own, to be reunited by force if necessary. China says any push for Taiwanese independence is destined to fail, accusing President Lai of undermining peace and stability. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
In London, Julian Assange can keep fighting the order to extradite him here to the U.S. so the WikiLeaks founder can be put on trial for espionage for posting classified American military information online in 2010. A British court just ruled Assange can appeal that order. What happened in Iran with the helicopter crash deaths of the country's president and foreign minister not affecting the oil markets. Price down a bit this morning as we keep paying a bit less at the pump.
Gasoline prices fell again in these 2 weeks. A nickel drop to $3.70 for regular nationally, and this makes a 7-week drop over 4 weeks.
AAA's national average for regulars even less than analyst Trilby Lundberg's survey of gas stations, $3.59 per gallon. On Wall Street, stock futures rising a bit after the Dow closed above 40,000 for the first time Friday. In the NBA playoffs,
Siakam on the drive. Halliburton lines up, three-pointer. Got it!
Tyrese Halliburton and the Indiana Pacers set a playoff record, shooting 67%, routing the Knicks in New York 130-109 on ABC to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals. Out west, Minnesota moved on to the finals with a Game 7 playoff record comeback. The Timberwolves rallied from down 20 to beat the defending champion Denver Nuggets 98-90. Xander Schauffele won golf's PGA Championship. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois launching a summer food program for low-income families with school-age kids. The summer EBT program aims to provide essential support to economically disadvantaged kids during the summer months. It'll provide $120 to low-income families with school-age kids for meals over the summer months. There's a new coffee provider for Urbana Middle School. It's run by students for teachers. Karen Hollett's special education class runs Tiger Brew Coffee Company, a rolling coffee stand that roams the halls. They start their day rolling fresh brewed cups down the hall or serving it up from the classroom. The kids love it. We love it, and the staff loves it, according to Hollett. An additional closure coming to the interchange between I-74 and I-57 in Champaign. As the interchange's reconstruction continues, the ramp leading from eastbound I-74 to southbound I-57 closing today. Signs for a detour utilizing northbound I-57 and Market Street will be posted. Drive safe in construction zones. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hey, good May 20, ESPN 93.5, leading up to Memorial Day weekend coming up this weekend. I am Stevie Jay. That is Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
And our meteorologist's name is Greg Solier, brought to you this morning by Carl.
I was out in the sun over the weekend in Milwaukee on the boat on the river and all that. Thus the kind of harsh voice, too. Sorry about that. Monitor your skin regularly. Talk with your doctor if you notice any changes. For more information, visit carl.org/skincancer.
It was a nice weekend to be on a boat in Milwaukee for sure.
So fun.
How fun is that? Meteorologist Greg Solier, a little more rain came through last night.
Yeah, got some pretty healthy clusters yesterday afternoon and evening time in some spots, downpours in others, some spots just a few hundreds, and so the beat goes on chasing these things around. And as the week wears on, two significant disturbances, kind of a boundary that'll waffle back and forth, keeping us very much summer-like. 92 on the books yesterday. Willard and Savoy will flirt with some 90-degree heat here tomorrow. For that boundary shifts south as a brief cool front moves back to the north towards the holiday weekend and during the holiday weekend. So we continue here on this unfortunately wet and at times stormy weather pattern, not only here but over a wide area of the Corn Belt and back into the plains too, where thunderstorms and showers are coming down across eastern Iowa. They got beat up in eastern Kansas again in the overnight hours, and a couple of thunderstorms north of Milwaukee, or at least north of the Chicago area up towards Milwaukee at the current time. Nothing in our radar sweep right now. 70 at Willard and Savoy, 69 at Rantoul. We'll keep an eye on bubbling something up this afternoon in one or two spots, and maybe a downpour and a rush of wind wherever we get these little pop-up things late this afternoon and evening time. 88 the high, 67 tonight, and a better chance for a round of some showers and thunderstorms in spotty coverage here later on tonight. And tomorrow, they'll get going in earnest in the afternoon, but ahead of it, highs up near 90 on a gusty south wind, a hot and humid day tomorrow. Then showers and thunderstorms tomorrow night, lows near 70, and a little more scattered random nature here early and late in the day on Wednesday. The humidity comes down at a high near 84. Cooler, drier temporarily Thursday at 77, climbing back into the 80s for Friday and through the holiday weekend. And each day, some degree of isolated and widely scattered showers, thunderstorms late night to early morning, late afternoon to early evening. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
The House Oversight Committee devolved into chaos during a late-night hearing Thursday. They were voting on whether to hold Attorney General Merrick Garland in contempt of Congress for refusing to hand over the audio recording of President Biden's interview with former special counsel Robert Hur. Fireworks flew when Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene commented on Texas Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett's eyelashes. But Crockett took some shots of her own against Greene. There were some allegations that some members were drinking in the hearing, an accusation that Ranking Member Jamie Raskin says is worth investigating.
Yeah, that's what we got in our United States Congress, baby girl. Anthony Russo is a political analyst and host of the Truth Will Set You Free podcast. I'm not a giant at all Marjorie Taylor Greene fan. She shouldn't have tried to oust our speaker again.
Right, Mike Johnson.
Mike Johnson. Yeah, mm-hmm. I don't. And AOC is just AOC. She's probably a great barista.
There you go.
I don't know about Congresswoman.
And in the end, are they representing their constituents well?
They might be. You know. They might be. Happy to welcome Anthony Russo back to the program. He is a political analyst, host of the Truth Will Set You Free, Shall Set You Free. Is that Shall Set You Free?
Truth will set you free.
Will set you free. Okay. Anthony Russo, I don't know what to say except stop it. Right?
Well, first off, how dare you degrade AOC into being a barista? That woman was a bartender. Big difference. She's not mixing lattes. This woman was earning her tips one way or another. And let me be clear. You mentioned the whole thing. Jamie Raskin wants an investigation on if they were drinking. If we're going to point to one culprit, let's point to the bartender that somehow made her way into Congress.
There's that.
Yeah.
All right, so that happened, and what I want to know is, this is pretty classic. Donald Trump wants Joe Biden tested for drugs before the debate.
Oh, wow.
Anthony, they're giving him something. I don't know if it's illegal, but they're giving him something. Maybe a couple of 5-hour energies. I don't know how you get talking so fast at his State of the Union, but he was on something.
No, absolutely. I mean, to watch the complete dichotomy of who is Biden when he gets all of a sudden this ability to speak, and I'm not saying a good ability, but better than, mumbling Joe Biden. He's going to be on something. I think the drug test line was hilarious. I don't know if he's going to make it go through with it, but if we're getting into the debate, I think it actually does President Trump a favor to force the microphones to shut off, because that was the biggest issue with the 2020 debates between the two of them. Joe Biden was about to dig his own grave, and Trump then became the bully and talked over him. So although Biden's like, we have to require the mics to shut, I'm like, that's a dumb move, because no matter how many performance PEDs, no matter how many drugs that Biden is on to pump him up, the only thing that can save him is Trump cutting him off. So I think that that's a huge mistake on Biden's part. But I don't know if we talked about this a couple weeks ago. But I said this on other things. I think that before they said it was going to be in June, before they said the first debate was going to be in June, I said I think they're going to do a earlier debate than usual if they do a debate, and that's going to be the excuse they use to replace Joe Biden. And now they said this. I mean, I don't think we've ever had a presidential debate this early.
No.
They're setting it up. Setting it up.
Well, that's what Vivek Ramaswamy said. He said it's all to get rid of him by the convention.
Yeah.
And so Stevie Jay said for a year and a half it won't be Joe Biden. So I might be right after all. But I'm telling you, he's now all of a sudden looking in the polls saying he's in trouble with Black America. So goes the NCAA thing last night. He goes to Morehead College where Martin Luther King Jr. Went to seminary. And so how dumb do you think the black people are? What is he? You're reaching out when you're in trouble and you don't do anything, and you let the illegals come in and kind of take the space of the black communities in the urban area. What's he doing?
I haven't seen the full speech, but I have seen clips. So I'm guilty of clickbait right now, but I'm watching it, and he's angrily yelling at the black students, which, might I add, I found out that there's a portion of the students that turned their back on him while he was speaking.
President of Morehead College said if anybody objects, there goes that free speech. Anybody objects, we shut it down.
Okay,
we're stopping the whole thing. So they didn't. It wasn't one of those. Anyway.
Sorry, he just went on to say that America doesn't love black voters. He actually said that angrily to a bunch of black students. Like, that is so ridiculous. It's like, what are we in 1965?
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know.
It's so bad.
Reading off a really old script, and I just would pay money if I could get Joe Biden to say, "Get off my lawn," because that is the tone. That's everything he does when he's got the energy is depicted as an angry old man.
Yep.
And it's just whatever they're giving him to pump him up. It's just I can't imagine how he collapses into some sort of nap after that thing. But anyway, it'll continue. Went to Delaware last night, back to the White House, I guess, today. No, it's I don't think it's Joe Biden. All right, so what vice president pick that Donald Trump makes would make you go, wow, oh, that's a good one?
It's weird. We stopped talking about Vivek for a while, but now he's back in the mix. Like, he's showing up with them. He's even said, like, I'd love to debate Kamala, if it is Kamala, whatever it is. Vivek has been the guy that I wanted kind of all along, and I know a lot of people are like, too Obama-esque or whatever it is. But now that he's back in the mix, he's got to be my guy. Like, I think that he is the best order. I think in case something happens to Trump and he's getting a little older, who knows? It looks like he's in great shape. Vivek to me is the guy, because he's somebody that's evolved. From a different perspective. He was kind of in the pharmaceutical space. He was in the anti-Trump space even for a bit of time, and I think that he has seen the error of some of his belief systems, and I think anybody that's able to change, and I don't think it's for a buck because he makes less money now than when he had his big companies. I think he is, if you were to ask me, he's my guy.
Okay. How can people find you, Anthony Russo?
Truth will set you free USA on most of the social media platforms and podcast platforms. Truth will set you free USA on Instagram, and then just Truth will set you free on Facebook.
I appreciate you. Thanks so much. Anthony Russo on the Tapman's Towing phone line at 716. Monday, May 20. Sports headlines, Diane Ducey.
Well, all our local favorites, the Cubs, Chicago White Sox, and our St. Louis Cardinals here on ESPN 93.5 all lost yesterday. Boston up 11-3. Here's your Redbird recap.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney. Yesterday at Busch Stadium, the Cardinals had an opportunity to sweep the Boston Red Sox. But Tyler O'Neill hit a 3-0 pitch with 2 outs in the first inning. That was his 11th home run of the year, and Boston kept on rolling, winning 11-3.
Not much went the Cardinals' way. Lars Nootbaar was able to hit a home run for the Cardinals, but they were out hit 14-6. Nick Pivetta pitched very well for the Sox, and the Cardinals, well, every pitcher that went out there got beat up a little bit, and a rough start for Matthew Liberatore.
It was a home run for Lars Nootbaar for the Cardinals. Rafael Devers hit a home run in his 5th consecutive game, tying a Boston Red Sox record. So the Red Sox managed to win in the series and move on to play Tampa Bay, while the Cardinals play the Orioles tonight at Busch Stadium.
And the good news is that the Cardinals have still won 5 of their last 7, and they have Sonny Gray going.
Sonny Gray will go for his 6th win tonight against the Orioles on the air at 5:50. Ricky has the lineups at 6:35. Pitch 1 of Game 1 of the series at 6:45.
The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including our ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
Pittsburgh over the Cubs 3-2, so they'll have Atlanta tomorrow at 6:40 over on US 105.9. New York over the Chicago White Sox 7-2. They'll face Toronto with a 2:07 start. In the Preakness in horse racing, we won't have a Triple Crown. Mystic Dan was slightly slower than Seize the Day, I believe.
Seize the Gray.
Okay.
The horse is gray.
Gotcha.
So,
thank you.
yeah.
And Xander Schauffele, did you see that?
Yep.
Birdie on the 18th for the win.
Saw the replay.
All righty.
Yep.
Illinois baseball swept Purdue.
How about that?
18-10.
Dan Hartleb has an outright Big Ten championship, but oddly, the NCAA, they don't have Power 5 automatics. They're not in the NCAA tournament yet.
Oh, wow.
It's like, what?
Well, we're number 1 seed going into the Big Ten tournament, and we'll face number 8 seed Penn State in Nebraska.
But how could the Big Ten regular season champion with over 100 home runs as a team not be guaranteed a spot in the
It's something about Illinois.
No, it's something about the rankings in the Big Ten and the
Okay, or the quality wins and all that.
Weather this morning brought to you by Busey. For over 150 years, it's Busey. Member FDIC.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign, and vicinity, and a couple of downpour-producing thunderstorms. A story yesterday afternoon. We'll do it again here as the first half of the week progresses. Northbound warm front, couple of disturbances in out of the plains, and later this afternoon, we'll ramp it up again with at least a stray shower of thunderstorm. 88 the high, humidity climbing, and a partly sunny sky. Warm, humid tonight with a thunderstorm or shower in spots early and late, low down to 67. Windy, hot, humid for the day tomorrow. Clouds build, a couple of afternoon thunderstorms at a high at around 90. Showers, thunderstorms tomorrow night, lows down to 70. A little more scattered, random nature to showers and thunderstorms early and late today on Wednesday. Highs up to 84. Thursday, cooler, drier with sunshine in 77. Back into chasing a late night, early morning, and late afternoon. Scattered showers and thunderstorms right through the holiday weekend. Friday high of 81. Highs into the low to mid 80s for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Overnight readings will bottom out into the 60s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Peter Olchis, Greg Solke.
All right, with the rain, your lawn ought to look awesome. I've got a Stever you'll like next.
You've set your financial goals. One kid plans to go Big Ten, the other Ivy. Your bucket list includes seaside sunrises and sunsets on the slopes, or perhaps a second home away from it all. Busey Bank can help develop the right investment strategy to take charge of the years ahead. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Liz Clayman, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Target is cutting prices on about 5,000 of its most regularly purchased items. The company says it plans to reduce prices on thousands more products over the course of the summer. Target and Walmart are competing for shoppers looking to save because of inflation. The nation's largest seafood chain, Red Lobster, filed for a Chapter 11 bankruptcy reorganization over the weekend. It plans to keep operating on a smaller scale, with lenders buying the business. Cracker Barrel Old Country Store is slashing its dividend as it overhauls its restaurants and brands. It's also cutting its long-term outlook after weaker than expected traffic to its restaurants. Stock futures are higher after the Dow Jones Industrials closed over 40,000 for the first time on Friday. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosolda. Invested in you.
It's time to take the quiz.
5 questions, 5 minutes a day, 5 days a week.
History, pop culture, science, sports, civics. How much do you know? Let's find out.
Who was the first person to walk on the moon?
Jackson or something?
Neil Armstrong.
Take the quiz every weekday at thequiz.fox and then listen to the quiz podcast to find out how you did.
Play, share, and of course, listen to the quiz right now at thequiz.fox.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
All right, ESPN 93.5. We're into Monday, May 20. Glad you're listening. Good to have you along. I am Stevie Jay. That's Diane Ducey. And we have a Stever, my friends. It is for Spring Green, your neighborhood lawn care team. It is what you get to make that lawn look great. Right now, you got it going on, but you got weeds. And sometimes the weeds kind of spread out taller than the grass and all that other stuff. Well, these guys go all over the place, and they can make your lawn look like a carpet of green beauty. And they've been doing it a very long time. Steve Imke is the owner. And if you're interested in this deal, it's like $250 value, and I can do 4 of these today. This is the guy we've talked to that has 650 now 1,000 plus miles on his. What year is the truck, Steve?
It's a 2000.
Okay, 2000.
Yeah, we ought to have some sort of
24 years old?
St. Joe celebration for 25 years next year, or some sort of parade or something. Just
Yeah.
she's still running, and she runs fine. You just change tires and oil, right?
Yep, that's all I do.
How's that crank window working for you?
What's that?
How's the crank window working for you?
Oh, it works good. I just can't talk to anybody out of the passenger side.
Oh man, I'm telling you what, that's just good stuff. So I've never met anybody that had over 650,000 miles on their vehicle. Is anybody else?
Well, thank you.
Anybody else?
What is the highest?
What's the Guinness Book of World Records?
Right.
We might be going for that at some point.
It's got to be way up there. I can't be close to that.
Okay. All right. Well, but you've never checked, right?
No, never checked.
What about categories? 650,000 miles. Lawn care, last name starts with a vowel. What is something like that? We can really narrow this thing.
Wow. Then if you get it that narrow, I'm probably leading everything.
That's right. All right.
I do see it's over 3 million miles on a vehicle. How can that be? It's always Volvo.
Some show off, probably mechanic.
Probably is.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
So
yeah.
Steve Imke, I've got the $250 in services for spring green. And right now, lawn shouldn't be a problem. It's the weeds creeping in and all that stuff, because the lawn can look, I mean, my lawn right now, and you've handled it for years now, and you were very patient when I kept calling saying, it's going to take a second because you just sodded it. Come on, man. So it took a year or two to really settle in. Now it's like, man, it looks good, and it's just like it should look.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys got all the corners. I don't see any. When you trained me, you said get the corners when you spray.
Yeah.
So your guys got all. It looks really, really good, and when it gets mowed, it's just
Good.
perfect. So people can have that lawn. It's not that hard, and it's not that expensive, right?
No, it's not. And right now, we are finishing up this week. We should be done with putting down all the pre-emergent. So we can still get people lined up to get their pre-emergent down to stop the crabgrass from coming in. If they go ahead and win the 250, we can get out right away and get them all set up.
All right. So where are we driving? I mean, some of my Stevers we keep in the county. You guys go all over the place for spring green, don't you?
Yeah, we go up to Paxton, down to Neoga, all the way over to the Indiana line, and over to Monticello.
So we have a lot of people in their cars that are in different counties. So this is for you. If you don't have spring green, you want them. They're great, and your lawn will look unbelievable. And I'll give you $250, and that'll go a long way for this.
Or maybe you're doing a Memorial Day party. You want that mosquito defense, right, Steve?
Well, there's that.
Yeah, we do have that too. We've got the mosquitoes. We do a perimeter pest, so we can get rid of your insects from around the house, and then the grub control and everything else like that.
Yeah.
Where are we at on cicadas?
Oh, in all honesty, they're not going to do a whole lot of damage to any of the trees.
Okay.
Mainly, they're going to come out. They're going to be noisy, bothersome. But there's no reason to try to spray for them.
Okay.
All right. It's Steve Imke. Got you, my friend. Keep it going. Get that 700,000 mile thing going on in next week. You'll probably be driving 50,000 miles. But
thank you.
I'll talk soon. Steve Imke, the owner of Spring Green. All you got to do is text in Spring Green to the Fisher National Bank text line 217-359-2255. Spring Green if you want $250 and stuff, and I'm doing 4 of them. So why wouldn't you?
Why not?
Get the pre-emergence down, get the crabgrass gone. See what they can do for you. You can have that lawn, that one house you drive by. Yeah, you can have that lawn.
And that's the person that's hopping out of the car and pulling the dandelion up out of the neighbor's yard and saying, yeah. Just taking down the whole property value of our whole block with this dandelion.
It's definitely then if your neighbor has the weeds and you don't, then you gotta. Anyway, 217-359-2255. Spring Green, I'm giving out $250 in services, and that'll get you going. You get educated as to what you might want to do, and you can have a nice looking lawn.
Sweet.
All right, coming up, it's our Senator Chapin Rose.
Oh, boy.
Always fun to talk to State Senator Chapin Rose about what's going on in Illinois.
Yes.
So happy that we have 2 parties because close to being just one around here. Anyway, that's coming up next. Stand by.
You've set your financial goals. One kid plans to go Big Ten, the other Ivy. Your bucket list includes seaside sunrises and sunsets on the slopes, or perhaps a second home away from it all. Busey Bank can help develop the right investment strategy to take charge of the years ahead. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Court's in session a little earlier than usual this morning at former President Trump's trial in New York, with his former attorney returning to the stand.
Michael Cohen is expected to wrap his testimony at some point today, and unless former President Trump decides to testify in his own defense, the trial could be nearing the end. Now, the defense team is expected to complete cross-examination this morning after working to damage the credibility of the prosecution's star witness.
Fox's Brooks Singer. The International Criminal Courts issued arrest warrants for war crimes violations in the conflict between Israel and Hamas militants in Gaza.
Names include Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, his Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, and 3 leaders from the Palestinian militant group. Prime Minister Netanyahu warned arrest warrants against Israelis would be an outrage of historic proportions.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Iran's president and foreign minister among 9 people killed in a helicopter crash. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Some people looking to renew their license through the Illinois Department of Financial and Professional Regulation have had to wait months. In the past, the agency has cited their outdated licensing system for delays. To address it, Governor Pritzker signed legislation giving the agency 90 days to enter a contract with the vendor to obtain a new one. An additional closure coming to the interchange between I-74 and I-57 in Champaign as the interchange's reconstruction continues. Ramp leading from eastbound I-74 to southbound I-57 closing today. Signs for a detour utilizing northbound I-57 and Market Street will be posted. Drive safe. Volunteers arrived at Douglas Community Center to knock on doors in the neighborhood to install free smoke alarms. The annual event came after Christian Sheehan died in a house fire back in 2016. Now his family distributes alarms to homes in need each year. Red Cross also helping. Thanks to everyone helping replace those alarms. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, thank you, Jim. Our weather this morning with meteorologist Greg Solier, brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
And the pool opens Saturday. Yes, Memorial Day holiday weekend is coming up. If you'd like to get your memberships for the family or individuals or punch cards, they're a great value. urbanaparks.org if you need more information. The pool.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for you, Central Illinois, Champaign, and vicinity, and a couple of downpour producing thunderstorms. A story yesterday afternoon. We'll do it again here as the first half of the week progresses. Northbound warm front, couple of disturbances in out of the plains, and later this afternoon we'll ramp it up again with at least a stray shower thunderstorm. 88 the high, humidity climbing, and a partly sunny sky. Warm, humid tonight with a thunderstorm or shower in spots early and late, low down to 67. Windy, hot, humid for the day tomorrow. Clouds build, a couple of afternoon thunderstorms at a high at around 90. Showers, thunderstorms tomorrow night, lows down to 70. A little more scattered, random nature to showers and thunderstorms early and late today on Wednesday. Highs up to 84. Thursday, cooler, drier with sunshine in 77. Back into chasing a late night, early morning, and late afternoon. Scattered showers and thunderstorms right through the holiday weekend. Friday high of 81. Highs into the low to mid 80s for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Overnight readings will bottom out into the 60s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
All right, so Gale Ferrix Trucking, you guys got any needs? You got anything to share?
Well, for drivers, right now there are a lot of trucking companies that are either shutting down or laying off drivers.
Wow.
We are not doing that. We have freight coming out our ears, and we have a couple of openings for regional and over-the-road van and flatbed drivers. They're home every weekend. We've got a family environment. You know, we think about family as well as the work. So we're looking for a couple of drivers to bring on for that.
Awesome.
So what is the location and website?
That is 1306 Triumph Drive in Urbana. It's right down from Farm and Fleet on 45.
Yep.
And you can call Andy at 217-328-0562 or check out Dedicated Diesel on Facebook.
You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck, duck, goose because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow in Champaign-Urbana today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
Well, we've had quite the week here in our family with Grace's husband, Jacob Hurtubise, getting the call and making it to the Cincinnati Reds. And it's been all over Facebook and stuff, but no, it's been unbelievable. In the 7 games he's played, he's appeared in 6.
Okay.
And he started 3 games.
I mean, it was a week ago Monday.
It was a week ago today.
It's such a weird, wild week.
Whirlwind. So he got his first hit on Armed Forces Day Saturday, which is ironic coming from West Point.
Yes.
So he was obviously very excited. It was a solid single to center off of Walker Buehler, he's I think a great pitcher. That guy, in fact, Jacob batted 9th, and that was the first hit for the Reds. That's how good Walker Buehler is. So it was a real good fastball that kind of moved, and he got all over it and got it to center. So it was just a relief. I mean, just to get your first big league hit, there's no guarantee you're ever going to get a hit. It's just that good.
Right.
Everybody is so good. He'd mentioned over the weekend, because he got a lot of interviews, and he said everybody up here is so polished. They're so good. And so you never know. So he got his first hit, and it was very exciting, and the whole dugout's asking for the ball, and they throw it in, and Freddie Freeman, the first baseman, patted Jacob on the... Freddie Freeman's a future Hall of Famer. I would have probably said, thanks, Freddie. What are you doing? Want to hang out after the game? What are you doing? Where are you going? Anyway, he was just really happy, and it was such a relief. And then after the game, asked about the irony of Armed Forces Day, and he gets his first hit. And he said, it's a relief. He said, now we can just play baseball. And so yesterday he got up in kind of he got one shot to bat yesterday and got a base hit. So he got a second hit yesterday. So he's got a 2-game hitting streak. So, and you never know how long this lasts. Is this a long-term thing? Is it another day? Is it another week? That's just life in the big time in the big professional sporting world. So he's in Cincinnati. They're off today. And then they'll play, I think it's a 9-game home series. Cardinals are coming to Cincinnati too. And then the Cincinnati Reds will go to Wrigley Field. And then they'll go to St. Louis.
Right.
Coming up in June. So, yeah, all of a sudden, I'm all about Cincinnati.
Uh-huh.
And I think everybody can understand. I'm a Cardinal guy. But
yeah. What do you wear to Busch Stadium if you get a boatload of tickets and can have everybody go?
He's my son-in-law.
What?
I can't root for...
At first, you started up and grew up as a Cubs fan.
Yeah,
right?
So I don't have a lot of credibility.
Exactly.
But you can't call me a front runner when the Reds have lost 15 of their last 18. So it's not like they're really struggling.
Yep.
They've had a lot of injuries, but I'll give everybody that grace if your son or son-in-law gets to the big leagues.
That's right.
You root for that.
You're right.
You can't not.
I mean, he's a relative, for Pete's sake.
He's just a good young man, but the relief of getting the hit, one hit to where you can say, because again, you're facing the best pitchers in the world, and they're trying to keep their job.
Yeah.
So it's a real battle of talent. But when you're playing with the best players in the world, the good news is you're probably one of them.
Yeah.
It's just you got to realize that because you're there for a reason. And so it's just hard to explain. Never been in this spot. But we're just so proud of him and so happy for him. And Grace is with him at this point at the University of Illinois Chicago. has been very gracious, but she works remotely, and she can work Saturdays, Sundays. She can do whenever she can get the work done, but she's doing a lot of work on the road, which has been pretty awesome. So it's been a whirlwind. Thanks for all the comments and people and their comments on some of the Facebook stuff. But now we're following number 26 for the Cincinnati Reds for sure. He is State Senator Chapin Rose. How are you, Senator?
Hey guys, sorry.
It's all good.
It's called a dead battery.
Oh, hey!
I had to go to my car, get the car charged.
I understand all of that. Yeah,
we've been there.
Yeah, so have you joined the Pritzker for President team yet? Because it's not going to be Joe Biden, okay? I'm just firmly ensconced in that belief that if they do a June debate, they're going to realize really fast they got to get out of this. And then I saw J.B. Pritzker at the Correspondents' Dinner. I don't know if he goes to that every year in Washington, but he's trying.
Maybe he's hobnobbing.
He's hobnobbing, and I heard he wants to make Chapin Rose his vice presidential candidate. That's what I'm hearing.
Great choice.
Well, first of all, I heard that Gavin Newsom was hanging with the Pope yesterday. So what's that tell you?
Yeah, you're right.
No, you're right. There's definitely a group of people circling the, circling here to step in. I don't know a whole lot, but I do know that I will not be on the Pritzker team. I don't know, guys. I was listening to somebody the other day talking about the this one some economist from Yale invented this kind of poll, if you will, of presidential rankings and who actually wins, and it's based upon the economy in the second quarter of the election year. And this whatever this metric is that this guy invented, it's apparently never failed. And anyway, bottom line is if it holds, Biden's toast, because basically everybody's had it with the economy right now. And I think that's. Anybody listening knows it's not good. Did you guys see the News Gazette article over the weekend with the median incomes?
I did not. What did it say?
It just, it's what you'd expect. I mean, the closer to the U of I you get, the higher it gets. But, by the time you get, 30, 40 miles outside of town, the median household income for a husband and wife is $70,000, which means, one person's making 35 and the other person's making 35 on two part-time jobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, when the two JBs, Joe Biden and J.B. Pritzker, at $4 a gallon suggest that everybody just buy a Tesla, it kind of falls on deaf ears.
Yeah,
right.
That's right.
And frankly, it's not just deaf ears. It really irritates people. It's just beyond tone deaf.
Well, and how much has it hurt that the immigrants are coming into the communities of other Hispanics that came here legally, and Black America? That ticks them off. This is ridiculous. They're getting their money, their space. It's really infuriating. You see the Black support for Joe Biden really down, and you're going, "Wow, that's a move."
It is interesting. And it remains to be seen if this is a kind of a one-time reaction to Joe Biden, or if this is the beginning of some sort of generational shift. And frankly, it could be both, right? I definitely think that. Among younger African Americans, there's a sense that this isn't working for them either, and that the Democrats have run for say 60, 70 years now, with large support, and I don't mean just like the majority. I mean 85, 90% support from African Americans, and you look back over 6, 7 decades, and what do you have to show for it, right? I mean, economically, you don't really. So, at the end of the day, I think that. As you guys just alluded to, when you look at some of these polling that's out right now, and it's not like Donald Trump's winning half of the African American vote, certainly, but he's doing better than any Republican in a long time. And again, is that a generational change? Is this just a reaction to Biden? What is that? And I don't know. It'll be interesting, but I also think you're right, Stevie. I don't think Joe Biden's the candidate, and that's not good for Trump.
Okay, well, I think at some point it's going to be very difficult for anybody to jump in with a month or two left. I think that's going to be a tricky pivot. But what about JB? Is he a Democrat? Is he a progressive?
Which JB, Biden or Pritzker?
Well, that's JB Pritzker. I guess I should identify the JBs.
Yeah, right.
JB Pritzker, is he a Democrat or progressive?
I think he fancies himself a progressive, but what he really is a politician.
Okay, all right.
You know, I mean, he'll tell you he's a progressive because that's what he needs to say in the moment to win the Democratic primary. You know, but you know, I don't know.
So progressive says no police, no borders, no prisons. I mean, that's JB. You're saying he's a progressive.
Well, I mean, look at the Safety Act. Look at the fact that he's, you know, drained our prisons and released, you know, some really evil people onto our streets. Look at the people he appointed to the Prison Review Board, in you know, in the first in his first administration, where you know, he was appointing people to just wholesale opening the doors and letting people out. You know, I mean, he's got that. You know, he can't walk away from that. By the same token, you know, I think the guy's a politician of the moment that's going to say what he needs to do to try to, you know, get elected. But I don't know that he wins their nomination. I think Gavin Newsom probably wins their nomination if Joe Biden were to step down.
Okay. It's Chapin Rose, state senator on the Tammans Towing phone line. What have you been working on? I know the $1 billion that's going to immigration in Illinois alone. $1 billion, Chapin.
Yeah, so this is the budget time, and, you know, the budget's due by the end of the week. Technically, the Constitution says the end of the month, but they've put this sort of artificial deadline on of this Friday. We're waiting to see what pops out here this week. I know that, you know, Republicans have come up with a lot of proposals. One to eliminate the grocery tax so that, you know, working people can actually go to the grocery store. Now, I'm not going to kid myself. The 1% tax isn't going to topple the whole thing and bring down inflation, but I am here to tell you that why on earth is the government taxing you and gouging you when you're already being gouged? So, you know, we would stand with Governor Pritzker on that. However, I want to be clear on that. Our plan actually backfills the loss of local revenue so that, you know, you're not end up raising property taxes locally when you have to pay for police and fire because JB blew a hole in your local budget without any way to continue paying for police and fire. So there's a way to do things right and there's a way to do things wrong, you know, but we'll see how this goes.
Okay. But again, Republicans are just suggestions. They don't have any power to do anything, right? It's just going to still kind of go their way.
Yeah, well, look, we're in the super minority. There's no doubt about that. But I also think that the more these, you know, progressive leftists show us who they are. I mean, look at Columbia University. Look at UCLA. Look at the University of Illinois, right? I mean, do you think those people on the median income of $70,000, husband and wife in Tilton paying taxes, are happy with that their tax dollars are going for such nonsense? You know, I think the more they show their true colors, the better it's going to be for Republicans in November. You know, I really do. And I think, you know, the Safety Act was the beginning of it. Now you've got this lawlessness on college campuses nationwide. You know, it's crazy. I mean, you don't do agreements with groups that have already proven to be completely, you know, disagreeable, right? And by the way, that's a big difference between somebody going out in front of the alma mater and having their say. Like that's protected speech. We need that in this country. We cherish that in this country. You know, you have a right to your opinion, no matter how noxiously offensive and stupid it may be. You don't have a right to occupy something and create chaos, right?
Yep. And it seems also very unequal. It's supposed to be equal justice under the law, right? So you see the whole thing with Scotty Scheffler on Friday. Apparently didn't listen to an officer in a total chaotic situation. Yep. And so he's in an orange jumpsuit in an hour. I can throw a Molotov cocktail at a police officer and not be in an orange jumpsuit. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. Some of the level of tolerance we have toward, you know, the auspices of free speech when you're throwing things that can hurt police officers. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Certainly when the University of Illinois police, and look, thankfully we didn't have the violence that they had at other places, you know, but they did cancel the, you know, part of the marathon, which, you know, disrupted quite a few people's lives for that weekend, you know, but, you know, when the U of I Police Department attempted to clear out the encampment so that the people who had a permit to jog down the street as part of the 5K could actually jog down the street in safety, you know, these people pushed back, fought back, and ignored that order. There were no arrests. I mean, I think that's your point, right?
Yeah.
The people who didn't have a permit, they were obstructing everyone else's right to live their life. You know, didn't get arrested. And what did the U of I do? They did some, you know, thing that higher education always does, which is some idiotic agreement like Northwestern. You know, look at Northwestern giving away a professorship and a couple of scholarships to Palestinians in exchange for people like stopping the seizing of their campus. Really, do you think that's a long-term strategy? And first of all, and second of all, why would anybody send their kid to Northwestern at this point? Contrast that to the SEC schools where you have kids outside defending the American flag. You have kids outside,
right.
Singing the national anthem and protesters running and hiding as if it's, oh my gosh, we've been hurt. You're singing the national anthem at us. Yikes. Well, good for those kids.
No, listen, there's a lot of things that feel upside down. There's no doubt about it. All right.
Well, and speaking of that, where are we on the elections? How are you feeling about things coming up here, Senator?
Look, I think if the election were today, Republicans would trounce based upon the economy and Joe Biden's. Look at this guy. He comes in and he says, "Oh, I had 9% inflation when I came in." No, you didn't.
No, I know.
Right.
You had
1.4.
Yeah, you got to 9% under your watch.
Right.
And I just, guys, I just look at this and I don't say this to poke anybody in the eye, but there's this extreme disconnect between the haves and the have-nots. And, these progressive leftists like to pretend they're for the little guy, but the little guy keeps getting screwed. And, you go look at the English department, the U of I, who are all making huge bucks on the taxpayer dimes, and you go look at the average salary of a husband and wife in Brockton, Illinois, and they're paying for all this, and they're tired of paying for all this, and they're tired of watching, idiot protesters be mollycoddled on TV. Again, go say your piece with the sign in your hand. Absolutely, but when you start doing encampments and you don't have a permit, and then you're impeding the people who do have a permit, and the police try to remove you, and you refuse to go, that's a totally different story. And the taxpayers have been forgotten in this by the progressive leftists. It's as if money just grows on trees.
Do you think the Democratic convention in August will have protests in Chicago, or will they be able to hold that in blocks away or something and keep the TVs away?
Well, there'll absolutely be protests in Chicago. The better question is, will the media let us know it even happened?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because the media, the presentation that you will see, actual real-time video footage, and that's why the social media is so dangerous to the traditional media. What you'll see on social media is what's actually going on in real time. What CBS Evening News will be telling you is all is well, right? Because that's what they've been telling you for 30 years
But
now.
when Fox or Newsmax shows it's not, then they're going to feel, I got to go cover that, right?
Right, but remember, nobody in Urbana is watching Fox or Newsmax.
Well,
right?
there's that. There's that.
I mean, the people on, it's just like I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and yes, I do have liberal friends. We agree to disagree. But, she was telling me she heard a story. We didn't even get to the whole reason of this call, which is why is the U of I charging $2,700 more? Why is the U of I sending $2,700 more per student to the Chicago campus than they are to the Urbana campus, which is effectively a $1,000 tax increase on the tuition of students in Urbana? But, NPR ran that story, okay? And my friend says, oh, I heard you on NPR talking about why the Urbana kids are paying $1,000 more than the UIC, to subsidize UIC. And she's like, that was amazing. And I'm like, it was amazing you did that work. And I'm like, oh, well, thank you so much. And then I realized, she's listening to NPR, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so,
right.
So, and frankly, to some extent, the same thing goes for the Fox News folks. When you only have one news source, you're very, you are subject and captive to what's being presented on that news source. You need to be exposed to a wide variety of viewpoints to really know what's going on. It's like my mom used to say, the truth is somewhere in the middle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a lot going on in your life, and I know that the budget this week's going to block the sun. That's what you got. Will you get it done by Friday?
I think the Democrats don't want to go home. I don't think they want to cause any more chaos for the Democratic convention in Chicago by somehow going into overtime and being able to look at, what a bad optic that would be. Look at how messed up Illinois is. It's a Democrat-run state. It's a Democrat-run state for decades. Chicago's been run as a Democrat-run city for 100 years. These guys can't even get a budget. I think it's a really bad message for them. So, I think they'll be done on time. But, as we close here, and we'll do this next time, but for your listeners, why is the U of I spending $2,700 more of their tax money on the UIC campus per student than they are on the Urbana campus. And why are Urbana kids having their tuition to go up to pay for that?
Well, why is that?
That's a really good question.
Why?
Well, they'll mealy mouth around and say stuff like, well, we have a medical school. Okay, well, we've got a vet school, right? We've got an engineering campus.
Right.
I mean, everybody's got their things, right? I think what is really going on, which they won't say publicly, is that this is going to subsidize the hospital, the UIC hospital. And I think that the U of I kids in Urbana are basically effectively subsidizing a money pit up there. And, and I think that now that I've kind of discovered this, even after 5 minutes of questioning, the U of I president even said he'd have to take a look at it. Well, I guess why did it take 5 minutes for you to admit the obvious, right? You should take a look at it. I didn't bring it up to be punitive. I brought it up as a point of policy, but on behalf of the taxpayers and the student tuition payers and their families, they're the ones that are going to get saddled with all this debt. And, it took Tim Killeen to question to say he'd look at it. Well, we've had one follow-up meeting with them since then, and I will continue to have follow-up meetings. But, if this continues in the long term, I'll be going to the U of I student government, the U of I, faculty senate. I'll be going to the board of trustees office and just asking the questions like, why is it? And don't tell me, we've got a medical school, which is what Tim first tried to do. Yeah, well, we've got an engineering campus.
Right. No, everybody, as you said,
we've all got things that cost money. You know what I mean? And are expensive. But what they have that we don't have is a hospital. And I think that I think that what's going on is there's a direct subsidy there. And that's, a kid walking out of graduation last weekend, or not just yesterday, but the weekend before, they were $4,000 to $5,000 more in debt because of it, and that's not right. I mean, if you're for equity, which the U of I keeps claiming they're for equity, then why aren't we being equitable in how we're distributing taxpayer funds among students?
Fighting for you in your area, Chapin Rose. But again, you never know how people can reach you because you don't know your own stuff.
Well, it's sendchapinrose.com. I'm starting to
catch
on that I'm going to look it up at the end of the interview.
Say it again.
Send, S-E-N, Chapin Rose.
As in Senator, S-E-N, Chapin Rose.
There's a little... there's a little contact me button there somewhere on that thing.
Well, keep up the fight, Senator. Appreciate your representation.
You guys have a fantastic day, okay?
You guys too.
You too.
That's Chapin Rose, State Senator, Tapman's Joint phone line. The news will be coming up next.
And thanks for the kudos to Chapin Rose text that came in. Another person saying, I'll probably vote for Kennedy. Just will that throw things off? But we didn't really establish more on
Well, he'll be on, I think, will he be on the Illinois ballot? I think so.
Oh, really?
He's not going to be on 50, I don't think.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Anyway.
That's RFK Jr. All right, the news will be next. If you would like our Stever offer, it's $250 services from Spring Green. Why not have your weed-free lawn get started today? He can get this pre-emergence down, which will whack out the crabgrass, and I'm paying for it. 217-359-2255. Just text Spring Green.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Your spring cleaning can make a big difference, and not just in your own home. As you declutter this spring, please consider donating to the Habitat Restore, located at 1914 Glen Park Drive in Champaign. The Restore is happy to take your gently used furniture, tools, home decor, appliances, and more to help fund Habitat's mission to build affordable homes with local families in need of safe and decent housing. Drop your items off during business hours or complete the form on our website at cuhabitat.org.
PDR Automotive has now been serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 50 years. To give you some perspective, 50 years ago ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and it was when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. So what does that mean for you and your vehicle? Whether you need a carburetor overhauled or your new vehicle computer system diagnosed or programmed, PDR Automotive has the experienced, knowledgeable staff that can handle all your automotive needs. Online at pdrauto.com, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana.
Back inside what he calls an icebox. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
So I'm not allowed to have anything to do with politics because I'm sitting in a very freezing cold courtroom for the last 4 weeks. It's very unfair.
Former President Trump a short time ago before going in for day 19 of his criminal trial in New York.
They have no case. They have no crime.
He again denies the charge of falsifying records, reimbursing his then lawyer Michael Cohen for paying to keep an alleged affair quiet before the 2016 election, saying they were properly marked as legal expenses. Cohen will soon resume testimony as the case winds down. A court in London has ruled in Julian Assange's favor, allowing him to appeal an order that he be sent to the U.S. to face trial. Assange's wife Stella just said,
"As a family, we're relieved. But how long can this go on?"
The WikiLeaks founder has been charged in the U.S. with espionage, accused of posting classified military information online in 2010. At the International Criminal Court, the chief prosecutor is seeking arrest warrants for Israel's prime minister and defense minister and Hamas leaders, believing they've all committed war crimes in Gaza.
Prime Minister Netanyahu warned arrest warrants against Israelis would be an outrage of historic proportions. Israel, meanwhile, has told the U.S. it plans to broaden its offensive on Rafah in southern Gaza. The U.S. government urging restraint, fearing more civilian deaths.
Fox's Jonathan Savage. Iran's first vice president's been elevated after President Ibrahim Raisi and Iran's foreign minister were killed in a helicopter crash into a mountainside.
Early this morning, rescue teams reached the crash site in the mountains of northern Iran. They've been searching for more than 12 hours.
Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv.
While the event is certainly significant for the Middle East, it won't greatly affect Iran's foreign or domestic policy. At the top of the government still sits Iran's supreme leader, the Ayatollah Khamenei. Now, no foul play or foreign actors were suspected to be part of this crash over the weekend.
America's listening to Fox News.
When you get nachos, tacos, empanadas, spicy queso with jalapenos, Pepto-Bismol's there. Pepto-Bismol provides fast, effective relief from nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea. All the things that can happen unexpectedly on vacation. So before you travel, pack the Pepto. Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZQuil.
ZQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZQuil nights. Explore our products at ZQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Well, the day before that, International Criminal Court prosecutor called for Israeli and Hamas leaders to be arrested for war crimes in Gaza. President Biden spoke at Morehouse College, calling for a ceasefire. And while he supports Israel, he addressed all the pro-Palestinian protesters on campuses in recent weeks.
I support peaceful, nonviolent protest. Your voices should be heard, and I promise you I hear them.
Hours after delivering a commencement address at Morehouse College, a historically black university in Atlanta, President Biden spoke at the NAACP's Fight for Freedom Fund dinner in Detroit.
The idea of America is that we're all created equal, deserve to be treated equally throughout our lives. We've never fully lived up to it, but we've never fully walked away from it either. But Trump will.
About 90% of black voters supported President Biden in 2020, a critical constituency to his coalition. But recent polling has showed some of that support slipping. at the White House. Jared Halpern, Fox News.
An apology from rap star and music producer Sean Diddy Combs over a video showing him beating a girlfriend. Fox's Paul Stevens has more.
That video showing Combs brutally beating Cassie Ventura back in 2016 at the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles.
My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility.
Combs had denied Ventura's allegations of abuse until the video's release.
I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy.
Cassie Ventura sued Combs last November, alleging years of abuse. An undisclosed settlement was reached the day after that suit was filed.
They've refloated the cargo ship that crashed into a Baltimore bridge, collapsing it nearly 2 months ago. It's being slowly moved to the port. On Wall Street, stock futures up a little before this week's trading. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. An additional closure coming to the interchange between I-74 and I-57 in Champaign. As the interchange's reconstruction continues, the ramp leading from eastbound I-74 to southbound I-57 closing today. Signs for a detour utilizing northbound I-57 and Market Street will be posted. Drive safe in construction zones. Illinois launching a summer food program for low-income families with school-age kids. The summer EBT program aims to provide essential support to economically disadvantaged kids during the summer months. It'll provide $120 to low-income families with school-age kids for meals over the summer months. There's a new coffee provider for Urbana Middle School. It's run by students for teachers. Karen Hollett's special education class runs Tiger Brew Coffee Company, a rolling coffee stand that roams the halls. They start their day rolling fresh brewed cups down the hall or serving it up from the classroom. The kids love it. We love it, and the staff loves it, according to Hollett. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
All right, thank you, Jim Miller. Everybody's gathering to celebrate Christopher Solier's graduation, and I think he's cooking. He's making. What do you graduate? Chef school?
Yeah. You want him by the barbecue pit too?
Okay,
He'll
so
both cook and consume.
We'll need him. Good news, bad news. We're all coming. The radio audience. Bad news is I need you to pay for that, Greg. So.
That's okay. I'll you know what? Yeah. Well, you're in with the family. You're fine.
There we go. So what did he get? I mean, it looked like a fancy schmancy chef school.
No, it's the community college in my particular part of the world.
Wow.
It is one of the more well-resourced community colleges, and so he's kind of he's kind of on his way to getting into the his 4-year degrees, halfway through the AA, if you will. But that is a well-regarded culinary school. Whether you want to go to get a certificate to get into just manage a restaurant operation, and it's the groundwork to go further on as well. So does
he want to keep going? Does he want to become a chef someday?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's we talk about open up your own place. He gets a little intimidated by the business end of it, the number, but he loves to cook because it makes people happy.
It does.
Sure does.
It sure does. And so what can he prepare that you'd say, oh man, that's awesome? What's his specialty, or does he have one?
I would think stick to your ribs, slightly elevated type food. I don't know how else to describe it, because there's an attached restaurant, by the way, and we were there last fall, I think, for it was German night or something like that. They'll do an ethnic night 1 week and a barbecue night another one, and so they run the whole gamut, and it's not just burgers and fries. They are doing course, various 3 or 5 or 7 course type meal setups over there. So what's cool about it?
Hey, congratulations!
What's cool about this guy,
really cool.
real quick, is he's the introvert of the house, but each person who in that line cook or whatever they were preparing for a 3 or 5 or 7 course meal, each one of those guys and ladies had to come out and tell us, the restaurant people, the folks dining, how they prepared what they went into it, the thought process of the ingredients. And man, Christopher came out there, knocked it out of the park.
All right.
For the quiet guy.
Awesome.
Wow.
Well,
sorry to take up all my...
No.
We like hearing the updates.
He had to come out of the shell to do all this stuff. That's
and come out of the kitchen and had his whole chef regalia stuff on, and I prepared this, and even acknowledged, this part was a little more problematic. It took a while longer, and he apologized for it, and this came out fine, and this next time I'll try it this way. So it was a very conversational. He took a couple of questions, and it's like, wow. And that's part of his whole
How did it taste?
Whole curriculum
what do you think of what was the
mingle.
taste? What was the taste like? I mean, was it good?
It was great.
Huh?
It was great. You know what they serve, and I've never had it before as an appetizer? Octopus.
Really? It's a
octopus, and it was. I'm not a big.
Isn't that called calamari?
I mean, that's squid.
That's different. I think
calamari is different than octopus. I thought a squid is calamari. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that it is. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's congratulations. I think it's awesome. That's so cool.
Well, thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah,
thank you.
Christopher, we want him to cook for us. Let's go.
And Jacob, not our Jacob, your Jacob, got his first base over the weekend.
That was such a relief. It was such a relief. He was just so. You're trying to get the first one.
He's in the MLB books now with his first hit, and Cincinnati Reds are doing well.
And he got his second hit last night. So he got a little 2-game hitting streak. They got the day off. They play in Cincinnati tomorrow, and you never know how long stuff lasts. So we're going to try and get over to Cincinnati maybe a few times. Not very far away.
And I think they're coming up in the next couple of weeks. I think they're up at Wrigley.
They are at Wrigley.
Weeks,
they got St. Louis coming up, a whole thing. So, all right, our meteorologist Greg Sollier, brought to you by Kramer Siding and Window.
And they're your premier provider for home improvements, specializing in siding, windows, doors, roofing, and outdoor living. Visit KramerSiding.com.
All right, after some more rain, still pop-up possibilities, I guess, Mr. Weatherman.
Yeah, so, pick and choose and go when you can go out there with planting and field work. There's just no significant in the short term end in sight. I think late next week we begin another turn towards something more normalized, if not winding into maybe a drier spell. But gee whiz, that's in the beginning part of June here. So, again, pick your spots the best you can. It's going to be all or nothing on some of these storms here, as we saw over the weekend, in particular yesterday. 76 already at Willard and Savoy. Dew point at 64. The humidity is climbing. That may trigger an afternoon thunderstorm with a rush of wind and a downpour of rain in just one or two spots. Well, we saw what happened with that yesterday here. Down tonight to an evening thunderstorm at 67. Hot, humid tomorrow. We made 92 yesterday, 90 tomorrow at least, with maybe a thunderstorm or two at spots for the mid to late afternoon. It gets stormy here after midnight tomorrow night in particular. Lows near 70, and some showers and thunderstorms Wednesday morning, scattered later in the day. The high at 84. Cooler, drier, 77 on Thursday. Just planned late night, early morning, late afternoon, early evening. Scattered showers, thunderstorms Friday right through the holiday weekend. 80 to 85 daytime and 60s at night. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Sollier.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands, including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, champagne.com. You've changed thousands of diapers, played hours of peekaboo and duck duck goose because you do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow in Champaign-Urbana today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Okay, so some of the things inside the Major League Baseball world we're learning, and we got a text last night from Jacob, and he had a very good question. He says, you're a professional athlete, how do you get fat? After the game, there's all kinds of food.
Oh, wow.
So here's one that says hot pressed glazed donut ice cream sandwiches post-game.
Oh, wow.
And
that sounds amazing.
And it has a list of the players that have eaten the most of them. And Anthony Rizzo had 3.
Is that right?
Aaron Judge of the Yankees had 4 of those bad boys. Some guy, Thompson, for the Washington Nationals, had 5.
Wow, that's
wouldn't you get
a lot of sugar.
Tummy ache or something on that? So anyway, those are the kinds of things that are available. Look at that whole setup just for the players.
Wow.
And they got steak, salmon, everything under the sun in the locker room in shiny little thingies. It's the big leagues.
There's a Mason Lane Thompson. I wonder if it was him that consumed all these.
Well,
anyway,
doesn't look any heavier. They must sweat a lot. Anyway, some of the stuff we're learning about Big league baseball.
When you get called up to the show.
Yeah. No,
and I feel like steak and salmon and things like that were mentioned too, whereas, when you're AAA and you're down there.
I mean, it might be at Jimmy John's. I don't know what it is, but everything is different. And the amount of people it takes to put on a baseball game, the security levels, the things the security guys, the Cincinnati Reds have several retired police officers that are running the deal. Head of security at Diamondback Stadium in Phoenix was a guy from Peoria. Okay. Retired police.
Okay.
He's actually in town at the Fire Institute this week.
Oh, nice.
Steve is the fellow's name. Steve Sugi. Anyway, it's whirlwind, and it's been a lot of fun. All right, we're going to check our morning sports, ESPN 93.5. Our sports headlines now. Diane Ducey, 8:15.
All our local favorite Major League Baseball teams, losers over the weekend. But Cincinnati Reds, how did they come out?
They've been losing.
Okay.
So they've
even though Jacob's been hitting.
Yes, they've been losing, but they try and get back on the winning. But they got Dodgers are hard. I mean, Atlanta's hard. The Dodgers are hard. Padres in town this week. They're hard. Then the Dodgers come to Cincinnati. Dodgers are the best team, I think, probably. Or I think in the National League, certainly. American League's going to be the Orioles, Yankees, really good teams. But yeah, it's just they're trying to turn it around. They've had a lot of injuries. And trying to get better.
Well, speaking of Atlanta being hard, that's who the Cubs will have 6:40 tomorrow over on US 105.9 at 26-22 on the season. Pittsburgh came out on top yesterday, 3-2 over the Cubs. New York over the Chicago White Sox. That final was 7-2. They've got Toronto with a 2:07 start. And here on ESPN 93.5, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals. We've got Baltimore today with Sonny Gray on the mound with a 6:45 start. Boston came out on top 11-3 yesterday. We've got our bus trip to Busch, and now is the time to move on it because we're in the final few seats.
1 month left. 1 month.
Yep, our negotiations for that game against the San Francisco Giants with around 1:15 start.
Yep.
So we'll leave around 9. We're back by 7.
Yeah.
I mean, we love doing those kind of day games where you don't have to wake up too early and you don't have to get back too late.
Right.
I'm not pulling the H card here, but it is convenient.
No, it's
and
nice.
You feel better the next day.
It's an all-suite bus. All the food, beverages are included. Text in BUS to 217-359-2255 if you want complete details.
And that's June 22nd. That's a Saturday game. All right, we had PGA action. Xander Schauffele was the winner. Birdies on the 18 for the win. Scotty Scheffler coming into that tournament on Friday morning when we were on. How did he end up doing?
He tied 8th.
Okay.
Amazing.
So he didn't get shaken up too much
Well,
Saturday
he had a tougher.
Okay.
But he's the best player in the world right now.
And Friday afternoon we were morning we were talking with Coach Mike Small about how great the Illini are doing, and coming up on Thursday then the 24th we'll have our Illini in California for the big tournament, and we'll see
National Championship. And Dan Hartleb's baseball team are Big Ten champions in baseball. Congratulations. The most home runs Illinois had at least since 2015.
Mm-hmm.
But Dan Hartleb has a Big Ten champion. I think he's your Big Ten Coach of the Year for sure. What a season the Fighting Illini baseball team have put together. We congratulate them. That is really exciting. Off to the Big Ten tournament in Omaha. Then hopefully, I know it should be a given, but it's not necessarily guaranteed. Hopefully, we're off to the NCAA as well.
Right. As the number 1 seed, we'll face number 8 seed Penn State.
College is closer than you think, and now's the perfect time to save as we celebrate College Savings Day. That's coming up May 29. 529 savings plans are commonly used to save for college because the investments potentially grow tax-deferred. Tax-free distributions for qualified higher education expenses. The sooner you save, the better. Even modest savings can really add up over time. It might be difficult for families to save for all 4 years, but Busey encourages you to at least have a goal to save for 1 year. Choose the college savings plan that matches your priorities, from 529 savings or prepaid tuition plans to custodial accounts, gifting, or other tax-advantaged strategies, to name a few. Busey's financial advisors can help you. Invest in your child's future today with Busey. For a saving strategy for your family, visit Busey.com, or you can stop by one of their many convenient locations. Investment products and services are not FDIC insured, may lose value, no bank guarantee. You can certainly save on our Stevie today. I'm giving $250 for Spring Green. That's right. They will take care of your lawn and make it beautiful. All you got to do is text in Spring Green to 217-359-2255. I'm giving out 4 $250 prizes to get your lawn really going.
That's right.
Spring Green, your neighborhood lawn care team.
Well, we get everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois. Champaign and Vicinity. A real early summer feel expected for much of this week. Humidity climbing and, a couple of thunderstorms and downpours of yesterday. They'll begin to crop up here later on this afternoon. More so tomorrow and Wednesday. Cooler, drier air expected for Thursday before new rains break out in scattered fashion come the start of the holiday weekend. Up to 88 today and a chance for a thunderstorm in spots later this afternoon. Evening thunderstorm in 1 or 2 spots. Then again overnight tonight, warm at 67. Tomorrow turns windy, hot, and humid, creasing clouds. A couple of late day thunderstorms at 90. Showers and thunderstorms tomorrow night, low down to 70. And scattered showers and thunderstorms early and late in the day on Wednesday will up to 84. Cooler, drier air with sunshine and 77 on Thursday. Back into chasing scattered showers and thunderstorms Friday afternoon, Saturday, and Sunday. Highs of about 81 on Friday, 80 to 85 for Saturday and Sunday. Overnight readings into the 60s. We'll keep you up to date right here for Stevie Jay Broadcasting. Meteorologist Greg Solgay.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Target is competing for inflation-impacted shoppers, and now there's an apparent price war with Walmart. Target just revealed price cuts on about 5,000 commonly purchased items, everything from milk to vegetables to diapers and pet food. Target says it routinely adjusts prices to ensure it's competitive within the markets. Its competitor Walmart has been promoting itself as the destination for fighting high prices. Target reports earnings on Wednesday. Nvidia shares are up 1%. It also reports earnings on Wednesday and is expected to reveal huge demand for its chips to power artificial intelligence. Red Lobster's long-anticipated bankruptcy filing came on Sunday. It expects to remain in business while selling itself to lenders. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosolda, invested in you.
I'm Dana Perino, and this is Perino on Politics.
Dana Perino, co-host of The Five and co-anchor of America's Newsroom, returns to Fox News Audio with a brand new podcast, Perino on Politics. Listeners of Everything Will Be Okay will be thrilled by the return of a familiar voice, but with a fresh spin as Dana guides audiences through the 2024 election cycle. Make sure you subscribe to this series wherever you download podcasts and leave a rating and review.
Summertime is just around the corner. Sign up now for summer camps at the Urbana Park District. We have camps for all interests. Sign up for sports camp ages 6 through 12, preschool arts camp ages 3 through 5, and Camp Fresh, teens ages 12 through 15. Sign up now for a special discount. Register online at urbanaparks.org/register or call 217-365-1544. Urbana Park District, you belong here.
As Tapman's Towing celebrates 50 years of serving Central Illinois, we're always seeking good people to serve our great customers. Our team of expert tow professionals would like to interview others with CDLs, previous tow experience, or a strong interest in serving others. If you enjoy serving people, love working in the outdoors, and looking for a career, not just a job, we should talk soon. Do you have a strong desire but lack the experience? We should still talk. Visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
All right, ESPN 93.5, Memorial Day coming up. Jason Moore, he's a Champaign native, went to Centennial High School. He's also in the Navy as a reservist. Thank you for your service, Jason.
And how do you define your job, Jason, as a CB?
So we're basically the engineers of the Navy.
Right.
We
kind
don't
of the
do
machinists
anything.
and stuff?
No, mostly construction.
Okay.
So essentially, civil engineers are our officer corps, and then what I am is the enlisted side. So we're the CBs. We build anything from roads to bridges to runways.
All the heavy lifting.
Exactly.
Good for you.
Vertical and horizontal.
Good of you to be active in remembering our wonderful, brave, fallen soldiers. Rich Barnett died early May. We loved Rich Barnett.
He was a great guy.
He was a great guy. I knew him from Pepsi many, many years ago.
Yes.
But just a really, really good guy.
Yep. He's been our master of ceremonies out there for over 20 years.
Right. And working with the VFW and the American Legion. I mean, all the people who are retired military, all these different veterans organizations come together at Grandview Cemetery. And
that's
now,
right off 150 and Staley, is it not? Is that Grandview?
That's right.
Okay.
Between Champaign and Muhammad, that's kind of Bloomington Road.
Bloomington Road area.
Okay. So he's passed the baton on to you. And actually, I feel like in April, he was making these calls. I don't know where he was at on his battle with cancer and stuff, or if it was just wanting to make sure he was getting his ducks in a row, but certainly made the call to me to do the sound and things like that. And you, Jason, let's talk about Rich a little bit.
Oh, yeah. He was definitely really motivated, loved doing the ceremony and doing everything that he could do to help out veterans in the community. I actually had the opportunity. I was in Bahrain at the beginning of the month, and it was like 2:30 in the morning, and I saw my phone ring, and it was Rich, and he was calling me just to see, if there was anything else we needed to get ready for Memorial Day, and if there was anything that, he could do to help us out. So he just didn't want to give it all up, and he wanted to still be part of it as long as he could be.
Absolutely. And I love that about him. And, the toast of champagne, singing their patriotic music, and different speakers getting the bulletin together. When we were in the COVID chapter, I believe you were kind of part of that, and maybe just starting off, that we decided to still have the ceremony out at Grandview Cemetery and just have it run through people's radios at the time.
Yep.
So we worked on getting the shortwave radio set up so that the whole ceremony could still go on and people could just be in their cars and enjoy that.
Exactly.
And I feel like that still might be a component. I've got to look up that little shortwave radio thing, that if people with mobility issues want to be out there and see all those, really hundreds or thousands of flags. Let's talk about that component, because it is a hard setup for you, Jason.
It is. So every Saturday on Memorial Day weekend, we meet out there and we put up a little over 2,000 gravesite flags. Takes us, depending on the help, about a half a day to do all that. And then 6 a.m. on Memorial Day, weather dependent, we meet up and we put out close to 250-ish large full-size flags, which is our avenue of flags.
Okay.
So that'll run all the way around the road of the cemetery and then down the center of the main section up front.
Okay, so for the small flags, when do you gather on Saturday the 25th if people want to just show up at Grandview and just stick these flags in the ground at all these marked graves?
Yep. So that's at 8 a.m.
Okay.
And that's that time doesn't change. That's every Saturday before Memorial Day.
Before Memorial Day. And I know there have been scouting troops and things like that do this kind of community service, and that's super helpful. You know exactly how to train everybody and get them all, you do this area and all that, handing them the flags.
Oh, 100%. Any service organization, we'd love to have them out there helping us out. We've actually, over the years, created books, and we work with the cemetery with these books to keep them updated. So, we hand you a part of the garden, and it starts you from one end, and you just walk the rows, and it tells you where they're at. So we've got a pretty good history and knowledge of where everything is. Obviously, over the years, we do tend to miss one or two just because they weren't reported to us. So, we have people notate that and send it in to us so that we can make sure we capture that the next year.
So that's 8 a.m. on Saturday the 25th. If you want to head out to Grandview and help with the Memorial Day service, it'll be 6 a.m. on Memorial Day, May 27th, for the bigger flags. And the ceremony itself starts at 10:30?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
And that's the same thing. A lot of our times and dates are all the same. They've been that way since our start in 1952. So 72 years now. We've been the 10:30 service on Memorial Day.
That's awesome. All right. If anybody needs more information, or they'd like to contribute or donate, or if there's some veterans out there that want to get more active in our community, what do we do?
Yeah, so if they want to get involved with us with our Memorial Day program, they can reach out to me. at 217-722-4812. Always, love to talk and get more veterans involved in what we do out at Grandview.
Okay, and it's essentially the American Legions and VFWs. They're all familiar with this program.
They are. We actually have the VFW 5520. They come out every year and they do the color guard for us, and the Marine Corps League is our flag detail.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Thank you so much.
It has always been about the soldier. We would not have the life we have without defending what we have.
100%.
It would not work if I didn't have defenders of this way of life. It just wouldn't. And we thank you. We should thank everybody who has served, everybody that's going to serve. And Jason, we thank you profusely for your service because, again, we don't have this without you. It's absolutely fact. There are bad players that want to take what we have and destroy it, and we're seeing it now.
Oh, most definitely.
It is, but we appreciate all the work you do for this, and the fact that you're taking over this whole thing. It's a big deal.
Right. A little bit of a tribute then to Rich Barnett. We thank him and his family.
Yes.
Yeah. Jason Moore, thanks for coming in. God bless you. God bless our soldier, and thanks for doing this for Memorial Day.
Thank you.
All right, ESPN 93.5, the news next. It's 8:30 in Champaign-Urbana.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window, a proud member of Prairie Home Alliance. A new front door can instantly upgrade the look of your home and make it more energy efficient. The Kramer Siding and Window team can also install French doors to your deck or patio, welcoming the outside in, or storm doors for an extra layer of protection against the elements. The estimate is free, financing is available, and the business is local. Schedule your beautiful new door today and save 25%. Call us, click on kramersiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. The prosecution for former President Trump's trial in New York is expected to rest its case today after more testimony from former Trump attorney Michael Cohen. The former president again defending himself outside the courtroom before heading in.
This case should be dismissed. It should have never been brought. And the judge is highly conflicted. He's a corrupt judge.
And the judge says he expects the jury to start deliberating next week. British court rules Julian Assange may appeal extradition to the United States to face espionage charges.
He founded WikiLeaks and published information shared with him by former Army intelligence analyst Chelsea Manning, which U.S. officials say damaged national security and endangered the lives of agents. Assange has been in jail in the U.K. since 2019 after officials at Ecuador's embassy in London, where he'd been living since 2012, kicked him out.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. Iran's president, foreign minister, and 7 other people are confirmed to have died in a helicopter crash. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Illinois launching a summer food program for low-income families with school-age kids. The summer EBT program aims to provide essential support to economically disadvantaged kids during the summer months. It'll provide $120 to low-income families with school-age kids for meals over the summer months. There's a new coffee provider for Urbana Middle School. It's run by students for teachers. Karen Hollett's special education class runs Tiger Brew Coffee Company, a rolling coffee stand that roams the halls. They start their day rolling fresh brewed cups down the hall or serving it up from the classroom. The kids love it. We love it, and the staff loves it, according to Hollett. An additional closure coming to the interchange between I-74 and I-57 in Champaign. As the interchange's reconstruction continues, the ramp leading from eastbound I-74 to southbound I-57 closing today. Signs for a detour utilizing northbound I-57 and Market Street will be posted. Drive safe at construction zones. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
That whole I-57 construction, I imagine you've been around that. I mean, it just feels like a big city when you're getting all these new roads being built and all of that's going on. That's a lot of hard work and a lot of commitment to get all that going. All right, check your weather now. ESPN 93.5 brought to you by Kurt Lenschow over at State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, Kurt and State Farm are there. And by Watts Copy Systems, cost-efficient solutions for your busy offices. If you can get a free evaluation, could save you some money. Watts Copy Systems, 217-352-0428.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for you, Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity, and a couple of downpour-producing thunderstorms. A story yesterday afternoon. We'll do it again here as the first half of the week progresses. Northbound warm front, couple of disturbances in out of the plains, and later this afternoon, we'll ramp it up again with at least a stray shower thunderstorm. 88 to high, humidity climbing, and a partly sunny sky. Warm, humid tonight with a thunderstorm or shower in spots early and late, low down to 67. Windy, hot, humid for the day tomorrow. clouds build. A couple of afternoon thunderstorms at a high at around 90. Showers, thunderstorms tomorrow night. Lows down to 70. A little more scattered random nature to showers and thunderstorms early and late in the day on Wednesday. Highs up to 84. Thursday, cooler, drier with sunshine at 77. Back into chasing a late night, early morning, and late afternoon. Scattered showers and thunderstorms right through the holiday weekend. Friday high of 81. Highs into the low to mid 80s for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Overnight readings will bottom out into the 60s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solgay.
Escape the ordinary and embark on an unforgettable adventure with Stevie Jay Travel with Larry and Elena Kemper. Hi, it's Stevie Jay. Picture yourself aboard a small yacht departing from the enchanting city of Dubrovnik, Croatia. As the gentle breeze carries the scent of the Adriatic Sea, you'll set sail toward the captivating Dalmatian Islands. Over 10 magnificent days, immerse yourself in the Mediterranean lifestyle where every moment is a celebration of beauty and tranquility. Explore hidden coves, swim in crystal clear waters, and stroll through seaside villages. With Stevie Jay Travel, every detail is taken care of, from luxurious accommodations to delectable onboard dining experiences. Relax on deck as the sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. This is more than a cruise. It's a journey of discovery and delight. Escape to paradise with Stevie Jay Travel. Visit StevieJayTravel.com. That's StevieJayTravel.com for details. Your Mediterranean adventure awaits. Oh boy, that'd be fun. I'd really like to go on this one.
Me too.
This is a private yacht with 50, potential for 50, so I guess that's 25 cabins. And it would be in the Dalmatian Islands, which I've never been to.
Right.
But that would really, really be different and cool and well done. And Larry and Elena Camper are the best.
Well, and I just love that you're traveling with a pocket of locals, sharing stories along the way.
Yeah.
And you have all these cool tours and experiences. StevieJayTravel.com.
Appreciate that. All right, it's 25 before 9 o'clock. Our Stever, the program where I give you money to spend at local great business. Today's local great business is Spring Green. If you want a great-looking lawn, why won't you take my money?
There you go.
It's $250, and I'm paying it. And it gets you started in all this stuff. And right now is pre-emergence time. Get rid of the crabgrass.
Yeah.
And just keep in mind, no matter how bad your lawn looks, I know. I've been there. When Spring Green came over to my house, first time ever, they slipped on the grass. It was Grub City.
Yeah, right underneath there.
Oh, they laughed. It hurt me.
It's almost like a laid down carpet on that slip. Because I think I had to DJ for Janet's 40th birthday or something, and I slipped carrying the equipment on that lawn in the backyard.
Well, you didn't have to bring that up. It's been so long ago. Why would you even remember that?
Because I'm like PTSD about that when you brought up
Well, it's a little bit... The grubs eat all the roots.
Right.
So it's slippery grass, so they laughed and then they fixed it.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had them doing it for 20 plus years.
Well, and if you're having a Memorial Day holiday party kind of thing and grilling out, maybe you want to do the pest control services with the mosquitoes that they offer, all you're doing is texting in Spring Green to 359-2255 to get in on our Stever offer today.
All right, again, 217-359-2255. On the Tapman's Towing phone line.
We had Jason Moore, our Navy guy, in here, and he said, I already used Spring Green in his
been using them a long time.
Immaculate lawn in Savoy.
And they go all over the place, so we can take a lot of those folks that normally I can't take out of the county for a lot of these offers, but they go to Neoga, which is like just north of Effingham.
Wow.
And then Paxton, and I can't remember east and west, but pretty far.
Patrick, thanks for texting in to 359-2255 saying I had the pleasure of knowing Rich Barnett and working with him at IDOT in Champaign. I think that was just before the Pepsi chapter that you and I talked about. He just loved veterans. He loved living on Candlestick Lane and that opening ceremony. I know
he was one of the decorators?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
And it like two tours like across the street from the Illini Marching Illini display. I don't know how often you go, but we do it every season. And one year he had me be the lighter of it. And, you go from house to house and have this opening ceremony and all that. So he will be missed is absolutely right. And thanks for texting in to 359-2255.
Yep. Okay. It's 8:39. All of the texts come in on the Fisher National Bank text line. All of our phone guests on the Tapman's Towing phone line. The boys will be on this afternoon. Lonte, Derek Piper with Kyle Tosk. They'll have the very latest on the Fighting Illini baseball team, the Illini golf team doing extraordinarily well. So we'll see what happens. But the baseball, it's interesting that if you win the Big Ten title, you're not automatically in the NCAA like you are in basketball. You win a Big Ten, you're in. And so it's not tournament Big Ten. So we'll see. We go to Omaha. We're a very good team. We hit a lot of home runs. A kid named Janik hit a grand slam Friday night against Purdue. We ended up sweeping Purdue.
Yes.
And so it was and there were, by the way, a lot of Illini fans. When that grand slam went over the boards on Friday night, there was a huge roar.
Nice.
So Illinois traveled to West Lafayette and watched and cheered on Dan Hartleb's team to a Big Ten championship. And who knows, this is a perfect team to put a chip on their shoulder, to not get respect, to be thought of as a team that can even go to the tournament, let alone win in the tournament.
Right.
So I like the chances of an underdog team that have a lot of capabilities defensively and offensively, and their pitching appears to be very strong.
Right, and when Michigan State took down Nebraska, who's hosting the tournament, our Illini facing number 8 Penn State now at 6 o'clock then this week as we get into
last
things.
Seed. Only 8 teams allowed.
Okay.
And so the top 8 teams in the Big Ten go. So we play Penn State, and is it double elimination? I think it might be. Anyway, or is it? I don't remember the format, but it's in Omaha at the World Series spots. I guess they're playing on the best fields and everything else. So let's see if the Illini can win the Big Ten tournament, go to the NCAA and shock the world and make it back to Omaha. I don't know. Have we been to the World Series in Omaha?
I don't know.
I don't think we have. In my lifetime, I don't remember it. We've made some moves. We came within an out one time, I think. Maybe back in the Augie Garrido days in the 90s. But
wow, that's going back.
That might be the late 80s, actually. So anyway, we've had people, but it's let's see if this Illini team can shock the world.
Absolutely.
Absolutely awesome.
Go Illini.
All right, 841. It's ESPN 93.5. You can always text us 217-359-2255.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less.
Next week on an all-new Law and Order. Order! We convene here for case 217, Spring Green versus Weeds. Spring Green, the floor is yours. The weeds are infectious. The weeds steal the beauty from your lawn. We offer personalized lawn care, a mid-season checkup, and a simple and transparent process. Just click on to spring-green.com for a quote. Okay, Spring Green wins. Weeds, you're out. That's spring-green.com.
Illini pizza fans, great things come from Jets Pizza. Detroit-style pizza is one of them. Freshly made dough pressed into steel pans inspired by the Motor City. Topped with premium mozzarella, Mama Jet's secret sauce, fresh toppings, then baked to the thickest, crispiest, cheesy crunch. Want Detroit-style proof? Order Jet's famous 8-corner pizza. It's 8 pieces of crispy, crunchy, and cheesy to the edge pizza. Right now, get $5 off an 8-corner pizza at regular menu price. Online code 8SAVE. Jets Pizza. Better because it has to be.
Hi, it's Wes from Lands Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Our mission at Lands is to provide top-tier service, prioritize our customers with upfront pricing, and maintain exceptional communication. We assure you at Lands we will only recommend what you truly need, from regular maintenance on your home's mechanical systems with the Lands Comfort family to replacement of existing equipment. Right now, Lands is offering up to $1,500 off qualifying Trane heating and cooling systems, and combining it with utility companies' rebates and potential tax credits, now would be a great time to consider updating your HVAC system. Visit us at landsinc.com.
right, our sports headlines at 8:43. Diane Ducey.
Well, we were just talking about our Illini, and we brought up a couple of topics. It is an 8-team double elimination tournament to determine the conference automatic berth to the NCAA tournament.
It says automatic for the tournament?
Yeah.
But not regular season.
That's right.
Okay.
Fighting Illini under number 1 seed, and will face off against number 8 seed Penn State, Nittany Lions. 6 p.m. tomorrow, Central Time. All the games on this year's tournament will not only be televised live to a national audience on the Big Ten Network, but will also be available on the Fox Sports app. So things will get going in Omaha, Nebraska tomorrow and runs through the 26th. So go Illini. When it comes to our golf team, they're getting ready to go to California. We talked to Coach Mike Small last week, and that is the NCAA championship round.
Top 30 teams, and they narrow down to top 10, and the top 10 play match play. So it is such a grind. We got to the final against Alabama and got second. But boy, does Mike Small deserve to win a national championship.
Absolutely.
The job he's done here, and who knows, had he not been from Danville, he's getting a call to all the big programs. Everybody would want Mike Small.
I would think.
I mean, it's a remarkable record. It truly is. I keep saying it will never happen again because it won't. You will not get another golf coach in the history of Illinois to win 90 times,
right?
Which is what Mike has done in 20-plus years.
Heartland College beating Parkland yesterday 3-0, and then 8-7 in a tight one. So the NJCAA Division II World Series selection will happen tomorrow. So we'll find out about the Cobras and if they'll move on after that. So when it comes to our local favorites, all losers yesterday. Boston over St. Louis 11-3. Baltimore is who the St. Louis Cardinals will face with a 6:45 start, and Sonny Gray will be on the mound. We're confident with him pretty much, right?
Yeah, he's good. He hasn't been great the last couple of outings, but he does have 5 wins, and he's our best guy by a long shot. But Baltimore is right there, top team in the American League, so they're very good.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Hope so.
Pittsburgh over the Cubs 3-2. The Cubs will have Atlanta with a 6:40 start tomorrow. Cubs are 26-22 on the season. New York over the Chicago White Sox 7-2. They've got a 2:07 start against Toronto. And I believe this week is the Illini Day that's coming up. So if you're into those kind of things in those local kind of ballparks, you can research that. The Preakness with horse racing over the weekend has Seeds the Gray beating Mystic Dan, so there won't be a trifecta or whatever they call that.
Trifecta.
Yeah.
Win 3 of them.
Yes.
So
it's called something else. I can't think of it.
Triple Crown.
Yes. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. And then really messy track. My kicker was going to be Xander Schauffele winning in the PGA.
Had to win a PGA battle with Bryson DeChambeau, who almost blew my theory out of the water. I did forget that
Scotty Scheffler.
No, Koepka won last year, and he's a live golf guy. Rich had pointed that out. So Rick had pointed out. So I'm still holding fast that as time goes, the guys get softer. When you have so many millions in the bank wearing shorts and playing 54 holes. Yeah. U of I ended their big old team thing over at the Orange and Blue, and all the winners are posted on Facebook.
Nice.
A lot of people played in the Mike Wallner, including Mike Wallner.
Yeah, that's awesome.
such a fun. I mean, they had like 80 to 100 people.
Yeah.
It was golfers. I mean, it's really fun. 8:47.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Think you have to settle for mediocre car insurance to save money? Think again. It's possible to get superior coverage and still save money with Erie Insurance. Customers who switched to Erie saved up to $951. It pays to compare. Switch and save with Erie.
Your Erie agent in Champaign is Thomas & Ellers Insurance.
Annual savings based on new customers surveyed in March 2022 who reported savings when switching auto insurance. Individual premiums and savings will vary.
At Carpet Weavers Flooring.
Thank you for choosing 2 Men in a Truck. How may I help you?
We're moving and I have a strange situation. So part of my house is already packed. But because I work full time and still have to get the kids bathed and put to bed, I don't have time to pack the garage and the basement. Is that something you can do?
That's not strange at all. We offer full or partial customized packing services. 2 Men in a Truck has completed over 9 million moves. We have a solution for that.
Not sure how your move is going to work? Go to 2meninatruck.com to start your free estimate.
BMW, Buick, GMC, Honda, and Subaru. Welcome to Sarah Champagne. We can handle all your car repairs on site, including paintless dent repair, bumpers, windshields, everything in between. We have an amazing selection of new or pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Shop from home and buy online or reserve your vehicle before it hits our website or dealership. Sarah Champagne is home of the Sarah One Price Promise, delivering an honest and transparent buying experience. Hurry in or shop online at sarahchampagne.com.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
What's up? I'm tired of feeling so bloated. That used to be me. Then I got this. Align Bloating Relief plus food digestion. A probiotic, right? Yeah, it works naturally with your gut to help soothe occasional bloating and gas. Plus, it has vitamin B12 to aid digestion by helping convert food to cellular energy. 2 benefits, 1 capsule.
Align Bloating Relief plus food digestion from the #1 doctor-recommended probiotic brand. Learn more at alignprobiotics.com.
Here's what new customers are saying about Interstate Batteries.
It's nice to see capable and helpful associates. They did a top-notch job.
They were easy to talk to and explained everything.
Service was prompt and I was a walk-in. Total service time was only like 20 minutes. I highly recommend Interstate Batteries.
Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable. How much is dependable worth? Experience them for the first time at 2504 North Mattis. Way out there, but worth the drive. Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable.
Visit interstatebatteries.com.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for you Central Illinois, Champaign and vicinity, and a couple of downpour-producing thunderstorms. A story yesterday afternoon. We'll do it again here as the first half of the week progresses. Northbound warm front, couple of disturbances and out of the plains, and later this afternoon, we'll ramp it up again with at least a stray shower thunderstorm. 88 the high, humidity climbing, and a partly sunny sky. Warm, humid tonight with a thunderstorm or shower in spots early and late, low down to 67. Windy, hot, humid for the day tomorrow. Clouds build, a couple of afternoon thunderstorms at a high and around 90. Showers, thunderstorms tomorrow night, lows down to 70. A little more scattered, random nature to showers and thunderstorms early and late today on Wednesday. Highs up to 84. Thursday, cooler, drier with sunshine at 77. Back into chasing a late night, early morning, and late afternoon. Scattered showers and thunderstorms right through the holiday weekend. Friday high of 81. Highs into the low to mid 80s for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Overnight readings will bottom out into the 60s. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Peter Olchis, Greg Solgay.
Yeah, the trial of the Donald Trump New York is nearing an end, and then it'll be up to the jury to decide if they convict Donald Trump, which is what the left desperately wants, is a conviction making him a felon, and then it would be appealed, and nobody that I've ever heard talk about it thinks it won't be overturned on an appeal if he does get convicted. And it really only takes one person. Mm-hmm. But I would think the pressure on the one would be unbearable because somebody's going to leak his name and all that stuff. So it's that shouldn't happen like that. You shouldn't feel pressured into a verdict if you don't believe it. Mm-hmm. But we will see how it plays out based on what I'm hearing from because there's no cameras in this thing, that Michael Cohen has not been a great witness and that Donald Trump will no longer testify. He was going to. But his attorney says, no, we don't need to do that. There's no way we need him to testify.
Right.
At this point, that's how confident the defense is at this point regarding this whole trial of Donald Trump. And it looks like with Atlanta falling apart and the staged pictures, messing with testimony and evidence with the Jack Smith stuff and the documents Donald Trump had at Mar-a-Lago, doesn't look like that's going to make it to any kind of trial before the election anyway. And then will the June 27 debate happen with Joe Biden and Donald Trump? Is that even possible? They've never, ever debated in June. And why would they? Vivek Ramaswamy thinks it's because they can dump Joe Biden when they see how he does. And our earlier guest this morning, Anthony Russo, on the podcast, The Truth Will Set You Free, he said they just want to, make sure they can get somebody else, and this will give them time to do that. But right now, it's the polling is not good for Joe Biden. He spoke at several black venues over the weekend, trying to rally out black support. But he's going to have to defend places that the Democrats don't generally have to defend. Like you have to actually probably go to New Jersey. Trump's only 7 points behind in New Jersey, which is a deep, dark blue state. So there's a lot to unfold here in the next 5 or 6 months before November, whatever it is, 3, 5th, 6th, whatever date it is, early November.
Well, and some people are talking about with Iran's leadership changing after the helicopter crash, will that change the way things look in Israel with the war?
No. They got a vice president that's already been placed.
Okay.
The president of Iran died in a helicopter crash. They said it was a rough landing. I'm going, well, helicopters don't have rough landings. Generally, nobody survives that.
I see.
So it's Kobe Bryant. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. And it was bad weather there, too.
Yep,
bad
foggy.
weather in Iran. Yeah. So the vice president of Iran is already interim. They placed him. And generally speaking, the vice president is going to be on the page of the president. It's going to be the same kind of philosophy, I guess. All right, we'll be back tomorrow, God willing. Thank you, Diane.
May 20th. I know Cher is 78 today. I saw her in concert a few times, like 20 costume changes. It was so fun.
She's a good Armenian. I think it's Cher Teresakisian, I believe.
That sounds right.
All right.
Enjoy the day.
You too. That's Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie J. We'll be back tomorrow morning between 7 and 9. The boys this afternoon on The Drive from 3 to 5, the 3 o'clock hour repeated in the 5 o'clock hour. Thank you for listening. Have a great Monday.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
So you live in the country or a rural area, but you struggle with internet, right? Well, not anymore. MF Wireless is your premier rural high-speed internet provider. Macomber Farms Wireless is a local internet provider. It started in Camargo. Their focus, providing you reliable, high-speed internet with friendly and fast customer service. Just go to MF, as in Macomber Farms, mfwireless.com. Check for coverage. mfwireless.com.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Family fun in the sun at Horizon Hobbies RC Fest June 7th and 8th at Eli Field in Monticello. Interactive Try Me activities with the RC cars, trucks, planes, and boats. Horizon Hobbies RC Air Show with 200-mile-per-hour jets, product displays, giveaways, sales, the inflatable monster truck slide, and plenty to eat and drink too. Don't miss the free fireworks show on Saturday, June 8th. Just $10 to park your car and free admission after that. Horizon Hobbies RC Fest at Eli Field in Monticello, June 7th and 8th. More at horizonrcfest.com.
When your pipes are in a pinch and your drains are feeling the strain, who do you call? The plumbing pros, of course. At Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, they're your reliable partners in all things plumbing. From leaky faucets to clogged drains, they can get any problem you have cleaned up and taken care of. Their licensed plumbers are on call 24/7, ready to swoop in and save the day whenever a plumbing emergency strikes. Don't let a plumbing problem ruin your day. Call at 217-841-4728 or visit them online at dogtownheatingandair.com. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
So when was the last time you saw a best deal guarantee?
You mean a promise that actually held up?
Right.
That some unknown online entity didn't want you to log in and download a code and then re-verify as you join some club?
Drives you nuts, I know.
And then once you purchase that set of steak knives...
Well, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World is a lot simpler. You find a verified great deal and they beat it. Just show them the deal you saw. A newspaper clipping or the online cart price will do, and then you're good.
At Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, it's one of those instances where you see a best deal guarantee and
you get the best deal.
This is Dennis Rieken, chairman of Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. Our exclusive 10-year protection plan comes free with most appliance purchases. Whether it's a GE, Whirlpool, Frigidaire, Bosch, or any of our 30 brands, I guarantee we will beat any competitor's deal. Wow!
Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. When you buy from us, you get the whole store.
Illini fans, join us in Memorial Stadium as we honor 100 years of tradition with $100 football season tickets. Don't miss a moment this season and lock in your tickets for Homecoming, Dad's Day, and a special rededication of Memorial Stadium on October 19th against the University of Michigan. Experience more cherished moments at Memorial Stadium this season and get your $100 season tickets at fightingillini.com.
This is Eric Bolin with Provident Financial Group. Political news is sure to dominate the headlines in 2024, adding uncertainty to the markets. This makes a disciplined investment strategy even more critical to achieving your long-term goals. To assure your investments are aligned with your objectives, contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Kelsey Furniture in downtown Tuscola sells Tempur-Pedic beds. What's it like?
I'm going to tell you right now, Stevie, that thing is the best thing I've ever slept on in my life. My wife and I both have said we've never had better night's sleep. And the people at Kelsey's were fantastic. Brian is the guy that helped us.